What's up everyone and welcome to another video. Before we start this video, if you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification by pressing the bell icon. And also watch this video till the end to know all the leaks about the iPhone 12. We were provided with a new Apple smartphone named the iPhone SE 2020 earlier this year for only $399. The entry-level phone provided plenty of iPhone essentials. What about real iPhones? However, we are also waiting to see this year's Apple iPhone 12 series. While the current COVID-19 pandemic that brings some delays or other issues for the next batch of iPhones, we have got enough details on the upcoming devices to tell with assurance that we will still see this year's Apple iPhone 12. Obviously, the normal launch event for Apple could look quite different, but it might be pretty surprising if this year's iPhone series did not arrive. The iPhone 11 lineup launched on September 10 of last year at an Apple press event, and it's reasonable that the latest iPhone 12 will launch in September 2020 if Apple will remain on schedule and the phone comes out on the second Tuesday of the month. We might look towards September 8th's release date for an iPhone 12. Multiple sources also led to a delay of the iPhone 12 because of the coronavirus pandemic. The Wall Street Journal's latest report says mass manufacturing has been put back by a month, and it's fair to believe the devices could reach stores in October or beyond. Earlier, Bloomberg and Digitimes sources had indicated the development of iPhone 12 was on track. Even if the iPhone 12 will come in September, it might hold of the most expensive edition. The mainstream iPhone 12 series will enter mass production in September, while the speculated iPhone 12 Pro Max will fall into line in October, according to a supply chain report issued in April 2020. Apple's coronavirus pandemic has also prompted the Worldwide Developer Conference to switch online. The event is also being held in June, so around that time you should expect to hear regarding iOS 14. This is the updated mobile operating system version of Apple that will launch on the iPhone 12. The iPhone 11 begins at a relatively inexpensive $699, while the iPhone 11 Pro and the 11 Pro Max meanwhile cost $999 and $1,099. The wild card is how much 5G support will add to the price of the new iPhone 12. Many of the 5G capable phones that launched last year are sold at premium over standard versions. The Galaxy S10 5G and the Galaxy Note 10 Plus 5G last year all priced $1,299, which are $200 to $300 higher than their LTE counterparts. The recently released Samsung Galaxy S20 has 5G coverage and cost $999, although that is still $100 more than that the S10 debuted at a year ago. Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo maintains an optimistic outlook regarding iPhone 12 prices, claiming Apple won't raise the price of 5G iPhones dramatically. Relative to this year's range, he predicts a $30 to $100 rise based on the particular version. The latest insight at the possible iPhone 12 prices we have had up until now came from UPI research analyst Seung-Hoon Lee, who gave his pricing analysis to Korean publication The Alec. Lee thinks iPhone 12 cost for the 5.4-inch variant will start at $700, whereas the 6.1-inch model will cost $750. It is estimated that the iPhone 12 Pro versions will come in at $999 and $1,099 respectively, matching what the iPhone 11 Pro and the 11 Pro Max cost. Depending on the economic conditions, Lee says those figures may change. John Prosser claims these prices will start a bit cheaper. He mentions information that told him that it would cost $649 for the 5.4-inch model, whereas the 6.1-inch iPhone 12 will launch at $749. The iPhone 12 Pro models will keep $999 and $1,099 prices of their iPhone 11 Pro predecessors. Speaking of 5G, a Nikkei report says all iPhone 12 models should be shipped with 5G networking capability, which implies you don't actually have to move up to an iPhone 12 Pro Max to experience quicker download. Apple is currently partnering with Qualcomm and Samsung to deliver modems from both companies to the 2020 iPhones that will link to 5G networks designed on both mmWave and sub-6 GHz spectrum. Qualcomm's production to date has been focused on mmWave, while Samsung has focused on sub-6 GHz. according to analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. It is important to support both mmWave and sub-gigahertz 5G networks because different carriers use different technologies when rolling out their 5G networks. At least in the beginning, Verizon 5G focuses on mmWave, which delivers the fastest speeds but typically requires line of sight. T-Mobile and AT&T rely on lower band 5G offering the longest range but not the fastest speeds. And Sprint uses 5G mid-band, and it's important that Apple's 5G iPhones follow both of the technology. Apple has kept the iPhone version almost the same as the 2018 versions last year. The only dramatic adjustment was the rear camera panel, which changed into a square to create a space for 3 iPhone 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max lenses. However, with the Apple iPhone 12 series, we predict a redesign of the whole handset. The first report we heard was that the notch at the front of the iPhones might see a major decrease in height. The existing notch covers about half of an iPhone's top, while the latest version will reduce it to only 1/4 of the display width. This will be a good improvement because most Android phones have totally scrapped the notch or trimmed it down so far that it's hardly there. Though Apple would still need the notch to be large enough to hold all the Face ID tech used to scan one's face to be mapped in 3D. We don't expect to see fingerprint scanners on any of the devices in the Apple iPhone 12 series, which means you will need Face ID for biometric authentication. But don't expect this year's display cutout, water drop notch, or some other option for iPhones. We have seen quite a few rumors elsewhere that Apple would bring back the iPhone 4's model surface design, which is already done on the new iPad Pro, that on all existing versions of the Apple iPhone 12 series will have flat screens rather than curved glass panels. There are a lot of strong rejection about curved glass screens on devices, and they will typically receive positive coverage. There were reports that Apple will either drop the Lightning port on the iPhone 12 series and focus solely on wireless solutions, or make the change to a standard USB-C port. However, all rumors currently point to the continuing use of the Lightning connector for the iPhone 12 series. It's far more likely that the iPhones will either implement USB-C next year or totally drop a wired connection. All Apple iPhone 12 series specs are relatively assured. For example, it is certain that in the higher-end iPhones, we will see the A14 chipset, as the 2019 iPhones all had the A13 Bionic. It's also almost likely to have the Qualcomm X55 modem in the Apple iPhone 12 series. This would enable iPhones to be 5G capable, which is crucial to keeping Apple competitive. The 2019 iPhone batch was the first to arrive with 6 GB of RAM, and it's fair to conclude that at least the iPhone 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max would be 6 GB or greater. Nevertheless, the lower-end Apple iPhone 12 series versions may only have 4 GB. It's also likely that this year, Apple would finally increasing the entry-level amount of internal storage on iPhones. The iPhone SE, which cost just $399, comes with a total of 64 GB of storage. But it would seem stupid for the high-end versions to just launch at 64 GB. Which implies we might eventually see 128 GB of minimum storage for the iPhone 12 series. Since the iPhone 11 Pro and the 11 Pro Max come with 3 rear camera lenses, it's fair to guess that at least 3 lenses would be on the back of this year's Pro models. We may also see a quad lens configuration on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which may help Apple drive the device's price higher than ever before. Anyway, expect the cameras, and especially those cameras' video capabilities, to be a big feature of Apple's iPhone 12 series commercial. That's all for now. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. My name is Hamza, this is Tech Filter, and I'll catch you in the next one.